Republicans get so angry they cannot control themselves. So they storm off in the middle of things. It shows their childish nature.
Larry, you're being inappropriate. You really are. So I'm not going to talk about...
I'm asking a question.
I'm not going to talk about anything that was discussed in mediation. It's completely confidential, and it was a confidential settlement.
All I'm asking... So, all right. So what you're saying is, in mediation, it was discussed why you were mediating.
Larry, it's completely confidential, and you're being inappropriate.
Okay.
Okay? So
all right.
You're being
Inappropriate King Live continues.
Yes.
Detroit, hello.
Hi, I'm calling from Detroit.
Yes.
I'm a gay man, and I love pageants. I'm sure that you, Carrie, have got, great gay friends that helped you possibly win. What would you give them as advice if they wanted to get married?
Did you hear the question, Carrie? Did you hear the question? Is she leaving? Because I asked what motivated the settlement.
Excuse me?
Did you hear the question?
No, I can't hear you.
You took the mic off. When you put the mic on, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think that you are being extremely inappropriate right now, and I'm about to leave your show.
So I went to another area. I took a phone call. They asked a question of you. I left that subject. You feel it was inappropriate? I didn't mean to be inappropriate. I just thought it was a logical question. But you need to have a mic. Who are you talking to?
Where's the microphone?
Hello? We'll be back.
All the establishment's against her, and I've seen these Republican anti-establishment candidates who do pretty well. Ronald Reagan, I guarantee you, the establishment wasn't for him. We just elected a senator from Oklahoma, Senator Tom Coburn. Everybody in the establishment was against him. She might get elected. Let me finish what I'm going to say, James, please. I know you hate to hear me, but you have to.
He's got to show these right-wingers that he's got a backbone. That's right. The Wall Street Journal editorial page is watching you. Show them you're tough.
Well, I think that's bullshit, and I hate that. Just let it go.
Okay, James, what do you think, though, seriously, about this Senate race, James, that basically the Catherine Harris and Bill Nelson, if they do square off, what do you think, what will that mean for Bill Nelson? He's considered an endangered incumbent.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty good news that for them, because I think they thought the speaker would be a tougher guy.
Thanks, James Carville, and I'm sorry as well that Bob Novak obviously left the set a little early. I had told him in advance that we were going to ask him about the CIA leak case. He was not here for me to be able to ask him about that. Hopefully we'll be able to ask him about that in the future.
War should be the last resort. Conflict should be the last resort. The Bush policies haven't worked, Sean. The American people are speaking, and you don't want to listen. It's almost like you disagree with the American people.
Let's talk to Osama bin Laden. How about let's kill Osama bin Laden? How about let's find Osama bin Laden? You're talking about how, Democrats don't want to do things on terrorism, which I actually will in a second go ahead and list the things they want to do. But how about the fact we invaded Iraq when, over in Afghanistan, everything was falling apart, and the fact that we let Osama bin Laden get away, and the president said he doesn't even think about him. He doesn't even care about him. What about that?
Mr. President, in your speeches now, you rarely talk or mention Osama bin Laden. Why is that?
He is, so I don't know where he is. Nor do, I just don't spend that much time on him. Kelly, to be honest with you,
I look forward to hearing that list.
Okay, you will in a second.
But as for catching Osama, it's irrelevant. Things are going swimmingly in Afghanistan. I mean, it's like a fading movie right now.
Things in Afghanistan are going horribly, but this is interesting. Osama bin Laden is irrelevant. The person, the mastermind behind the Al-Qaeda attacks on the United States is completely irrelevant. Is that what you're saying?
Right. It was handed to Bill Clinton twice.
Oh, it's Bill Clinton's fault.
Said no.
Yeah, because I think that actually George Bush was president in 2001.
I know you're trying to imitate Alan Combs, but at some point he does let me answer.
Let's go back. Michael, why don't we talk about the things that the Democrats actually are doing about the fact that all of the Republicans have voted against all the things that Democrats have brought up, like increasing funding for border security, increasing funding for port security, increasing funding for airline security. I mean, isn't that true, Michael?
Real homeland security starts at home, and as long as the Republicans continue to cut the budget relative to homeland security, these kind of things are going to continue. You're exactly right with your question.
Tom, I'm a veteran, okay? I did not get a deferment because I was too depressed to fight in a war that I supported in Vietnam. I'm a veteran, Tom.
Yeah, well, that's that's
people
a cheap,
they want a
rotten,
more
no good,
effective. They want a more effective VA.
You cannot.
That's more money.
No, you're not going to. You're not going to do that. You're not going to try to insult me that way and then pretend like we're just going on and talk about that. You either apologize.
I'm not pretending anything. I told you straight up. The issue here is what the Republicans are afraid of. This is a threat to Republicans. They built an entire ideology predicated on telling people that government does not work.
Thank you, Marcos Melitzis, and also Congressman Tom Tancredo for the time that he was with us. I think he left a little bit early, but the Congressman is always welcome on the show. We always appreciate hearing his point of view, and it's a feisty one, and that's what we like around here. Marcos, thank you as well.
He was trying to turn the story, allegedly, onto somebody else, instead of looking at the one issue face front, which was the issue.
He's trying to turn it. He's saying it's a bigger picture. Reverend Wright is not isolated.
Don't make generalizations about race when we're trying to talk about it deep down. Let's just put it all out there then. Don't make a generalization, a gross generalization about a whole group of society.
But he meant to say, and was clarified by his campaign, to say it's more generational than it is about racial.
Well, that may be more true.
Right.
But that's not what he said.
But when you're in an unscripted interview with sports guys, sometimes you're not measuring every word as opposed to the teleprompter.
If I said you're a typical sports guy, would you take offense at that? Look at that. I proved my point. There you go. Email us right now, friends@foxnews.com.
Whoa! He took double offense.
He's got to lay off the sink. All right, email us right now, friends@foxnews.com. And there he goes.
Just don't call me a typical woman, because then you're going to be the only person sitting there.
Woo!
I told you straight up. The issue here is what the Republicans are afraid of. This is a threat to Republicans. They built an entire against all the things the Democrats have brought up, like increasing funding for border security, increasing funding for port security, increasing funding for airline security. I mean, isn't that true, Michael? You're showing me tough. Well, I think that's bullshit, and I hate that. Just let it go. Okay, James, what do you think, though, seriously, about this Senate race, James, that basically the Catherine Harris and Bill Nelson, if they do square off, what do you think?
Thank you, Marcos Melitzis, and also Congressman Tom Tancredo for the time that he was with us. I think he left a little bit early, but
thanks, James Carville, and I'm sorry as well that Bob Novak obviously left the set a little early.
You're a typical sports guy. Would you take offense at that? Look at that. I proved my point. There you go. Email us right now, friends@foxnews.com.
Whoa! He took double offense.
Occasionally, a Republican storms off for the right reason.